to make our economy friendly for domestic and foreign investment, and to make sure Kenya got the best deal. The record speaks for itself. Whenever there was legislative overreach, the other arms of government, such as the judiciary and the executive, did their job. It's the beauty of our Constitution. As a leader of majority in the National Assembly, you do a lot of work. You are the leader of government business. And at the same time, you're also a parliamentarian with a constituency. You have to know how to work with the cabinet secretaries, with the fellow MPs, and with the public. You automatically become the face of parliament. Do you guys remember when those activists and civil society fellows brought bloody pigs to parliament buildings and labeled the names of leaders, myself, the late Jacoyo Midio, the late Francis Nyenze, and many others? We have seen it all. I've had people attacking some of us who were in the last government for approving the debt ceiling under the Jubilee administration. The borrowing came from good place. We wanted to invest as we baked a bigger cake. But instead, people minted the money, changed the scope of the projects, and began diverting attention when we complained about the wanton corruption in the last 5 years of the previous administration. But seriously, how do you build a railway that ends in a thicket? Move business from Mombasa, a thriving port in East Africa, to a bush. I know they say, build and they will come. But you don't need to kill the economy in one corner of the country for it to grow in another corner. Our development has to be inclusive. And I think we ought to have done better with the taxpayers' money. Thankfully, President Ruto corrected that policy mistake immediately.